Have you ever found yourself lying awake at night, feeling like your mind just won't quiet down? Maybe you start worrying about things you can't control or replaying conversations from earlier in the day, wondering if you said the wrong thing. It can feel like your mind is constantly buzzing, like there's no escape from the endless noise inside your head. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. We all have these mental struggles, these little demons that seem to pop up out of nowhere, often when we need peace the most. As we get older, these mental battles can feel more intense. Perhaps you're dealing with the loss of loved ones, health challenges, or just the feeling that time is slipping away. These mental demons don't necessarily appear as literal creatures, of course, but they are very real in the way they influence our thoughts and emotions. The good news is, recognizing these demons for what they are is the first step toward taking back control. In this video, we're going to explore 5 common demons that tend to live in all of our heads. These are the mental blocks, the nagging worries, the fears, and the doubts that can keep us from living our best lives. But just knowing they exist is the first step in taming them. And by the end of this video, you'll have practical tips to face these demons head-on and bring more peace and positivity into your life. Let's start by talking about the first demon that often lurks in our minds, the demon of regret. The demon of regret is a tricky one, especially for those of us who've lived through a lot of years. As we age, it's easy to start looking back at our past decisions and think, what if I had done this differently? Why didn't I take that opportunity when it was there? We all have those moments where we wish we could go back and change something, maybe a decision we made, a path we didn't take, or a relationship that didn't work out. But here's the truth. Regret is one of those feelings that eats away at us, making us feel like we've missed the boat on something important. The trouble is, the more we focus on the past, the less we live in the present. And here's something to keep in mind. None of us can change the past. No matter how much we wish we could turn back time, it's just not possible. So what can we do? The best way to combat the demon of regret is to practice self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up over what could have been, try focusing on what's right in front of you now. It's never too late to make new choices and take new paths. Maybe you didn't take that opportunity years ago, but what about now? What's within your control today? So, the next time you feel that familiar sting of regret, remind yourself that you're doing the best you can with the knowledge you have today. The past is gone, but the future is still full of possibilities. Now, let's move on to the second demon, the demon of fear. This one is often the loudest and most persistent of all. Fear has a way of creeping into our thoughts, causing us to doubt ourselves and our abilities. It can be fear of the unknown, fear of failure, or even fear of getting older. As we age, it's natural to start worrying about what the future holds, especially with health concerns or changes in our bodies. But here's the thing. Fear is often much bigger in our heads than it is in reality. We might imagine all the worst-case scenarios, but in most cases, the fear we feel is based on things that haven't even happened yet. The demon of fear thrives on uncertainty, but you don't have to let it control you. One of the best ways to handle fear is by taking small steps toward what you're afraid of. For example, if you're afraid of a health issue, talk to your doctor and take proactive steps toward improving your well-being. If you're afraid of being alone, consider joining a local community group or reconnecting with old friends. It's about confronting that fear and showing yourself that it doesn't have the power to control you. Remember, fear is natural, but it doesn't have to define your actions. By taking action, even small actions, you'll start to see that the fear isn't as powerful as it seemed. So, as you go about your day, remember that fear can be tamed. Face it with courage, and don't let it stop you from living fully in the present. Now, we've covered 2 of the demons, regret and fear. But there's more ahead, and it's important to stay tuned, because the next 2 demons are often the most challenging to deal with. So, stick with me, and we'll continue this journey together. Let's keep going and dive into the next 2 demons, starting with the demon of doubt. Doubt is a sneaky one, and it can affect anyone, no matter their age. When we're younger, we might doubt our abilities or our future, but as we age, doubt can start to creep into areas of life we didn't expect. You might find yourself doubting your own worth, your health, or even your ability to contribute to the world around you. It's easy to start questioning if you still have the energy, skills, or value that you once had. This kind of self-doubt can be especially harsh when we face big life changes like retirement, the loss of a partner, or even just the changes that come with aging. But here's the key to facing the demon of doubt, recognizing that self-doubt is a feeling, not a fact. Just because you feel uncertain doesn't mean you are. And more importantly, doubt is often based on fear of the unknown, just like fear itself. If you're doubting whether you can still do something, Ask yourself, why do I feel this way? Is there real evidence to support this doubt? Or is it just my mind trying to protect me from something uncomfortable? One of the best ways to silence the demon of doubt is through small victories. Instead of focusing on what you think you can't do, challenge yourself to prove your doubts wrong. Start with simple actions that align with your goals or desires. If you doubt your ability to stay healthy, try a simple daily walk or add a few healthy foods to your diet. When you prove to yourself that you can do something, it slowly erases the power of doubt. And remember, age is not a barrier to growth or new achievements. You have so much wisdom and experience. Those are qualities that keep you strong, even in the face of doubt. Doubt loves to convince us that we're not good enough, but you are. You have everything you need to continue moving forward and living a fulfilling life. So next time doubt tries to creep in, remind yourself of your worth, your abilities, and the countless things you've accomplished over the years. Now, let's turn to the fourth demon, the demon of perfectionism. Perfectionism is something that many people struggle with, but as we age, it can become even more challenging. When you look back on your life, it's easy to feel like you've missed the mark in some way, like you should have done more, achieved more, or been better at certain things. It's almost like there's this inner critic that judges every little thing you do, telling you it's not good enough. For some, this demon can lead to frustration and even inaction, because they feel like they have to do everything perfectly or not at all. But here's the truth. Perfection is a myth. No one is perfect, and we're all learning and growing every single day. The idea that we must be flawless or never make mistakes is a heavy burden to carry. What's more important is the effort we put in, the willingness to try, and the grace we show ourselves when things don't go as planned. The demon of perfectionism can keep you from taking risks or enjoying life, because you're always worried about the outcome being just right. But life doesn't work that way, and neither do we. The key to overcoming perfectionism is to embrace progress over perfection. Focus on doing your best, not being the best. Allow yourself to make mistakes, because mistakes are often where the greatest lessons come from. And remember, life is about enjoying the journey, not just the end result. So, the next time you find yourself striving for perfection, ask yourself, what's more important, getting this exactly right, or enjoying the process and learning along the way? By letting go of perfectionism, you'll find more freedom and joy in everything you do. Now, we've covered 4 powerful demons: the demon of regret, the demon of fear, the demon of doubt, and the demon of perfectionism. But there's one more demon left, and this one is particularly tricky. It's the demon of comparison. In today's world, it's easy to fall into the trap of comparison. We live in an age of social media, where we constantly see what others are doing, what they've achieved, and how they look. It's almost like we can't escape the pressure to measure ourselves against others. And for older adults, this can be even harder. We might find ourselves comparing our energy levels, our accomplishments, or even our relationships to those of younger people or peers who seem to have it all together. The demon of comparison is dangerous because it robs you of your own unique journey. Everyone's life path is different, and what works for one person may not work for you. Instead of focusing on what others are doing, try to shift your focus to what brings you joy, fulfillment, and peace. What makes you feel alive? What makes you proud of your own accomplishments? Your story is uniquely yours, and there's no need to measure it against someone else's. One way to silence this demon is by practicing gratitude. Take time every day to reflect on the things that are going well in your life. Celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they seem. This simple act of gratitude can help you stay grounded in your own life and stop the comparison cycle. It's also important to remember that what you see on the outside doesn't always reflect the reality. People's lives are often curated for social media, and you may not be seeing the full picture. Comparing yourself to an idealized version of someone else only keeps you stuck in dissatisfaction. Instead, embrace your own journey and celebrate where you are right now. You are enough, just as you are. Now that we've explored 4 of the demons, regret, fear, doubt, and perfectionism, let's talk about the final demon that often resides in our minds, the demon of overwhelm. Overwhelm is something we all face from time to time, especially as we age and find ourselves juggling more responsibilities and challenges. It could be the feeling that there's just too much to do and not enough time to do it. You might be trying to manage your health, stay connected with family and friends, and take care of your home, all while keeping up with the changes that come with aging. It can feel like everything is piling up at once, and you're struggling to stay on top of it all. The demon of overwhelm loves to tell you that you're not doing enough, that you're falling behind, or that you're too old to keep up. But here's the truth. Overwhelm thrives on the stories we tell ourselves about how much we should be doing. The reality is, we can't do everything, and that's okay. The key to conquering overwhelm is learning to prioritize and let go of what doesn't serve you. Start by breaking things down. Instead of looking at everything as one big mountain, focus on one small step at a time. Ask yourself, what's most important right now? What can I do today to move forward? It's about progress, not perfection. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Whether it's asking a friend for assistance or hiring someone to take care of things that are too much to handle, there's no shame in needing support. One way to keep overwhelm at bay is by simplifying your daily routine. Keep your schedule flexible, allow time for rest, and be intentional about saying no to things that drain your energy. It's important to honor your own needs and know that it's okay to slow down. In fact, slowing down can often help you accomplish more in the long run because you're not constantly running on empty. As you face this final demon, remember that it's not a reflection of your abilities. Overwhelm is simply a signal that it's time to pause, reassess, and take a deep breath. You don't have to carry everything on your shoulders. Take it one day at a time and focus on what truly matters to you. Now that we've covered all 5 demons, regret, fear, doubt, perfectionism, and overwhelm, let's take a moment to reflect on what we've learned. These demons are part of the human experience, and while they may never fully disappear, we have the power to face them with strength and wisdom. Each of them has something valuable to teach us about ourselves, whether it's the importance of letting go of the past, facing fear head-on, embracing imperfections, trusting ourselves, or simplifying our lives. It's also important to remember that you are not alone in this journey. We all have our struggles, and it's okay to seek support when you need it. Whether it's talking to a loved one, seeking professional help, or simply taking a moment for yourself to rest and recharge, there are ways to cope with these demons and continue moving forward. So, if you're feeling weighed down by any of these demons, take a deep breath. Remind yourself that you've faced challenges before, and you have the strength to face them again. Life is full of ups and downs, but with each step, you grow stronger and more resilient. Before we wrap up, I want to encourage you to take action today. Pick one of the demons that resonate with you the most, and try implementing one small change to tackle it. Whether it's letting go of a past regret, facing a fear, or simply taking a break when you feel overwhelmed, take that first step. Remember, you don't have to do everything at once, and it's okay to take things one day at a time. Finally, I'd love to hear from you. What demons do you face in your life, and how do you cope with them? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd also love for you to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you can continue getting helpful and motivational content. Let's support each other in this journey, and remember, it's never too late to start making positive changes in our lives. Here's to facing those demons with courage, grace, and a heart full of hope. You've got this.